So, John, when we used to watch The Office in high school, I do remember a day of watching the Office dinner party episode. I think with you in my parents' basement.
I think I remember
Um,
the
yeah,
same day. Yeah.
and I don't know about you, but I remember watching it that day, and it kind of hitting me the genius of the Office dinner party episode. And I don't even think I was, I was not old enough to understand. Like a lot of The Office, I was not old enough to understand the full scope of the dinner party. But I just think I think you and I maybe were just into the craft.
Oh,
Like purely, I think maybe that's
100%.
it. Because maybe we understood half of it, because a lot of it is so, when you're in high school, there's so much adult things going on that you probably don't get yet. But I think maybe we were on a binge, an office binge, with no plan in mind, and suddenly the dinner party episode came up, and it just hit us like like a freight train, like
Yeah.
LeBron James on the Miami Heat, just running through a wall of guys, or Derrick Rose with the power before the ACL tear. I just felt like I just
Explosiveness.
yeah. I mean, the way you used to laugh at things as a kid, I just remember laughing at that as like shouting, laughing.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and just couldn't believe how funny it was, and uh, have watched it many times since then with various people, but very happy that you were one of the, definitely maybe the OG friend, that where I realized, like, oh wow, like god damn, The Office is fun, is funny. And you
I think
know
we didn't realize at the time that it was like an iconic episode too. Like
no, I don't think so. Yeah.
that's for sure like the level whatever, people reference Seinfeld like the contest
Sure.
or
Yeah.
stuff like
Soup
that.
Nazi.
Yeah, Soup Nazi. Like it's one of those that I feel like that and like Scott's Tots, ones that are more iconic that like
Yeah.
people that have like the name
I also
recognition.
remember watching Scott's Tots with you,
Yes,
and
yeah.
being like, I think we would go to school and we're like, "Hey, Mr. Scott, what you
What you
gonna
gonna
do?"
do? What you gonna
Yeah,
do? Make our dreams come true. Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
And I
And
think
like,
I
I think
specifically remember the dinner party too, us singing the song, a
one
lot too.
night, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, maybe not realizing the legacy of what it would become maybe then, but and we talked about a couple shows ago about how how The Office took off way out, a lot after that anyways. um
Hmm.
but I do remember watching it and thinking, yeah, this is just full on genius. This is like comedic brilliance that is like, hitting me right now. And I would almost argue that, like, that is, you could say that's like season two, once that gets going through like maybe parts of season five, where the show's just on a run. Um, just on such a run. And I turned on the Office dinner party, before our episode today, and at the second the show starts, I can't help but I rolled out of bed and watched it, and I rolled out of bed and I'm in a very, maybe not like great mood, to start the day.
I wake up, I'm pissed off as usual.
Yeah. I'm jaded about my life.
I survived
Um,
another night. Great,
right, right. Oh, great. Another one of these fucking. But so I turn on the show and I immediately am I'm like laughing by myself loudly. And also like this show has meant so much to me over the years and in my life that I just can't help but get a little like emotional. Um, maybe shed a tear. A tear falls into my morning iced coffee. Because I just love this show so much,
Yeah,
and I think it just is such a um brilliant reflection of life. Uh, and I think that I think that it has tremendous aesthetic standards, especially at the beginning. Uh, and I love how we're starting with the dinner party because I think the dinner party is where the show kind of just is really flexing its muscles and being like, we're so good at this that we're gonna do this episode right now, and we're gonna make an episode of television that is like, I don't know, if you add 60 minutes to it, this could be in a theater. To me, this is like movie level comedic television. Like, I think we grew up in a great time for comedy. We had the Apatow camp, we had the Farrell McKay camp, and the Seth Rogen, Evan Goldberg come up, Ben Stiller, all that stuff. I feel like the dinner party episode of The Office. Whenever I watch it, I'm like, okay, but this is on the level of like what all those guys were doing that we grew up on. Like
yeah,
2000s SNL, like what all those brilliant people. I just feel like this is on that level, and maybe it adds more weight to the fact that you've spent so much time with these characters anyways, to where it's like building towards this. But I just feel like this is like you can this is like its own short film, The Office dinner party episode, and is the most the maybe not just like the maybe one of the best episodes, but also one of the most unique episodes, and uh in a lot of ways that we'll go to from there. But yeah.
for sure. I think too, like in the first few seasons, because this, was season four, when it was like really the show was popping off like crazy, I think. And the first few seasons, there's a lot more of the storylines through episodes focused on office type things, like, oh, there was a
Right.
product recall, or
Right.
Michael outed someone in the office as gay, or
Right.
there's a promotion or
Ed Truck
something.
died.
Yeah, Ed Truck died, yeah.
Yeah.
But this was all really centered around these people and their like personal relationships outside of the office.
Yeah.
Uh and yeah, I think it's like I think it's like perfect.
Hmm.
Um and I did had like the same experience as you this morning. Like I woke up and watched it with my coffee, and um but I watched the super fan version or whatever they call it on Peacock, where it
Oh.
includes like deleted scenes in
Oh, I
it.
missed that one.
And I'll honestly say I think it made me appreciate the editing of the like original episode as it is, because uh I feel like the extra scenes, like the deleted scenes, did not really fit
Hmm.
um as well into the episode as the
Hmm.
episode actually is on its own.
Hmm.
And I don't know if they like filmed these extra scenes, if while they were editing they wanted to maybe take the storyline a little bit more in this direction, or
Hmm. Yeah.
if it was just to have like extra scenes in case they needed more filler. Because there's a scene where like Pam is trying to like convince Michael to like Jan's like not feeling good right now, maybe give her some compliments, or like, and it's such a weird
Okay. Yeah.
dynamic.
Not really necessary. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't fit because they were just like bickering, and then he goes into like trying to comfort Jan in front of everyone, while Jan also thinks Pam was Michael's ex-lover. And
Yeah.
uh that Pam is also like very uncomfortable, and then it goes into Michael thinking that she poisoned the food. So like it kind of breaks up
Mhm.
the flow of like and like the tension building too.
That's interesting that you bring that up because like when I'm watching it, I almost feel like I want more, you know?
Right. Yeah.
Because what's weird about it is it's so each beat is so perfect to me that I'm like that I am respecting the editing a lot, but I'm also like I don't know, everything is so good that you're like I don't know, you almost are like man, but like this is an episode of TV, it's 22 minutes. It almost feels like this could be a slow burn sort of thing where the jokes take a little more time to get there. Not like I'm not trying to critique it in any way, but I almost just feel like because I know it well at this point, it almost goes by too fast.
Right.
And I'm
Yeah.
like, God damn, like, you just want to live in it for so long. And yeah, but I think that's interesting about the deleted scenes because you know that they're trying things. You know that there must be playing around and improvising a lot, and
Yeah.
that they had to probably make a lot of decisions in editing about the final product and to give it the feel that it has. Because there is almost like it's almost like the perfect amount of like lack of interaction between you know, like I feel like what you're saying about that deleted scene with Pam talking to Michael like behind everyone's back. I feel like the spell is broken if that happens.
Yeah.
Weirdly, like the awkward dynamic, like the social dynamic that they create in the episode is just so specific that you there's I think they had to be very probably very choosy about what they leave in there.
For
Um,
sure. Yeah.
yeah.
And I think how they ended up editing it for the show was like the tension was like building up perfectly. And I feel like that's what the deleted scenes, like that, the extended episode is like about 10 minutes longer than the regular
Mhm.
episode. So there's like a lot that they added in. And I felt like most of it was, it felt like to me that it took away from the perfect build up that the actual episode has. So, yeah, I think you should watch
All
the
right.
extended one. I think it'll be interesting to see what you think.
I mean, I've got
Um,
time. I've got time,
yeah,
but I wish I did. I wish I did. Um, yeah, I always like, I don't know, like there's always the office adventures within the show where, like you said, they're kind of needed. I feel like they threw them in like once or twice in a season, maybe a little extra, where they're like, all right, we're gonna get out in the world like a little bit here. Um, and what's interesting is that with this one specifically is like it's a bit specifically about the home life of Michael Scott,
yeah,
which is not. It's like a thing that is like kind of pointed to a little bit as the seasons go on, like where his relationship with Jan, like it's like messed up. That's what's going on at home, but there's only little clues that pop up
right.
here and there.
Yeah, you get the little like teasers about the relationship, but
Right, like
then
there's like the first one of the first episodes I think of season 4 is like he's in debt, you know,
yeah,
and he's
yeah,
like, Jan's got my credit cards and is running wild, and finale of season 3 is all about like them getting back together and how he just or like am I misremembering it wrong? Like
I
end of
guess
season
I can't remember like chronologically exactly,
like
but
I think I do. It's like he gets back together with her because of the boob job, and then she gets fired at the end of season 3 because like they got all the people interviewing for her job,
yep.
including he's interviewing for her job too, and he doesn't know it.
Hmm.
And David Wallace is like, the job you're interviewing for, it's Jan's job.
Chance job.
And so then, and like, it's kind of like the episode where like she's become like insane. Clearly, like I feel like they kind of build towards her becoming insane.
Yep.
Um, and then he like her life falls apart, and she has to move back in with him. And he's like driving her back, and he's like, I suppose I can back out on the sale of my condo. Like probably get some bad ratings on my eBay page or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
and,
yeah.
and like she kind of moves back in with him, and then they don't really show anything. Like they don't show anything that happens.
That's
I think
like
like
the deposition, you get like a little bit of
right. You get like
maybe
a
a
little
little bit
taste.
of info. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And she picks him
And
up
she
from
showed
improv that one time
yeah, she
and
picks up from improv
he's like,
and
you
yeah,
drive. I had too much to
right.
drink or something like that.
Right,
Yeah.
right, right, right. And she's at the fun run just giving out waters randomly.
Yeah.
But like they kind of show her very minimally in the fourth season, which I think is kind of a smart choice that we like for this episode that
Yeah.
we don't for because we're just picturing what's going on like that the Michael Scott's home life must be just the biggest shit show because he let this crazy woman just live with him,
Yeah.
and she's just taking advantage of him fully. And the actress who plays Jan, I think, is really brilliant, not just in this episode, but over the course of the show, as she kind of like I don't know, descends, and it's like a woman kind of descending into insanity slowly.
Yeah.
Um, and she just like plays it very, very well. And I've always found the relationship to be just so really interesting and funny and true to life. Like it's so real because it's so real. It's so based in like something that would happen like in ways how we believe a lot of the reality of Michael Scott's life. You kind of are like, yeah, it makes sense why he's with a woman like this, like why he's like stupid enough to be with this kind of not very good person.
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah, and like why he
So
would let this happen.
so I think this episode is like shows they clearly like know these characters really well and they're
Yeah.
like fully fleshed out like that uh just like their little personal attacks at each other as they
Yeah.
get more and more heated. It's like so exact like as small as like Michael saying, when I wanted to see Stomp and you want to see Wicked, what did we see? It's just like, of
Yeah.
course, Michael really wanted to see Stomp. And like that's for some reason that's just exactly what he would think is like so cool and that he's clearly being like a pushover to this woman who's
Right.
kind of controlling him and he's just such a pathetic guy that he and it also I guess just uh really badly wants like a wife and family
Right. Right.
and and so yeah he just kind of puts up with it and yeah you see like the more human side of Michael too where he's like
Mhm.
you see why he acts the way that he does when he's in the office and this is what I feel like makes him like a believable person and not just a complete psychopath that he might seem to be at some parts like earlier in the show. But yeah, I really think they just like know these characters well and how
Yeah.
this is exactly the type of relationship that Michael would find himself getting into. Yeah,
Yeah, I think you can give the two actors specifically so much, all the credit in the world for just creating this.
yeah,
Yeah, because they carry the episode so well. I was kind of when you were talking about that, I was kind of thinking about like very. there's very small things. That's what I love about it, is it's so subtle, and I've seen it so many times now that it's kind of like it's lost its subtlety because I just know it well. I know this world so well, but um like when Jim and Pam come in, like when they're about to go on the tour, she's like, "Sorry for this god awful carpet. It's a work in progress." And Michael's like, "Well, you know, it's like little, very little things like that." And
Yeah.
she's showing her candles, and while she's showing her candles, Michael just starts doing a bid.
Bits, yeah.
And he's like, the James Bond fire bid,
Yeah.
and he's like, Michael's gone, and no one acknowledges it at all. And you just see, like, in that moment, like how different these two people are and how they don't belong together at all. And they're both just trying so hard. They're like kind of old and past their prime and desperately trying to um I don't know, they kind of both like need an audience in a way, like, and they're just both trying so hard to express themselves to their poor guests, and like um and just like it doesn't, and yeah, they just don't fit, they just don't fit at all. Like Michael still sees himself as like a stand-up comic and
Yeah.
a screenwriter, as he says later, and also wants kids.
He wants like the perfect home life, but then he also is, yeah, Steve Martin or something.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And
They're both
she
trying so
doesn't
hard to
find
be
him funny
normal.
at all. Yeah,
Yeah,
they're both
yeah,
trying to be normal. Yeah, she doesn't find him funny. Everything she does is like this high class. Um,
yeah,
and when you notice as she's smelling her candle, she's almost trying to tune out the James Bond fire bit. Like she's like, you could tell she's disgusted by this bit. Like she's like, oh, this guy's always doing bits, and she smells the candles, like to try to tune it out weirdly. Um,
yeah. She wants to
yeah,
be taken seriously.
yeah,
Um,
um,
yeah, and now like as we are in our later stages in life, it's it's more like relatable, the social dynamic of it too, of just a dinner party or going over to someone's house who you might not be like that uh close with, that it's that like the awkwardness and
yeah.
insecurities that kind of come
But yet
out.
they're acting like they're all like best friends. Like these are our people,
Yes.
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
they clearly don't have any dinner parties, you know what I mean? Like I feel like in adulthood you meet people where you're like, "Oh, yeah, they're also lonely like me," and they're like they don't have any people over but me right now. Where you can like kind of read that.
Yeah.
Um and
They're
like this
so
is
excited
clearly
to like host people for
right.
yeah.
Right.
And I feel like I've been on both ends where like we've hosted people and I've like beforehand like, okay, yeah, I want to make this food. I want to like
Yeah.
I want to make sure people are like not feeling
Hmm.
uh like I don't know, like they're enjoying their time, like it was worth coming over and stuff.
Right,
And then you
right.
start to overthink that stuff. But this is like
Sure,
going
yeah.
to an insane degree and also having a blow up fight with your significant other during it. But it's like you can kind of empathize with the baseline of it, of the host wanting their guests
Right,
to
right,
be impressed or have a good time
right.
instead of just being normal and enjoying it, and then also being a guest and
And it's
not
Michael and
having,
Jan. It's
yeah,
those guys. Yeah.
being a guest at a dinner party that you're not really super close with people and you're a little uncomfortable. So yeah, I that's what I think I like about The Office so much too, is just I feel like it understands these like awkward social dynamics so well.
Right, right.
And
Well,
yeah,
yeah. And they build the characters up so much that like it's just so perfect that these two people, you understand kind of why these two people want this dinner party and so much attention, and are yet kind of so, sort of like unaware about how fucked up their own relationship is, and how it's like going to be on display for everyone, and how they don't know that like that they are a loose cannon as a couple at any moment, and how all they need is like somebody else to enter their little world for it to just set it off,
Yeah.
yeah, is like all they needed was an audience or an outside perspective. um
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. It's there's like a funny Tim Heidecker interview where he was talking about On Cinema and said something that like uh Tim and Greg and On Cinema, it's like these two people that if they had anyone else in their lives besides like each other, maybe things would be going better for them. But something along those lines that it's like
Right,
they
right,
kind of they can't stand each other, but they also need each other in a way in
right,
their
right.
eyes. And it's kind of yeah, it's similar to like yeah, Michael and
J-
Jan is
yeah, yeah,
they're both kind of insane and they don't have anyone else, so it's like
yeah,
they both kind of descend into madness. So they're both also with that horrible for each other and
right.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like she's like, even from like it's like episode whatever, like the Chili's episode, she's never like ever respected the guy,
Yeah.
from like ever. She's
Yeah.
always felt like she was sinking low just to be with
Yeah.
him. Yeah,
Yeah, and she's so embarrassed when they first like, have a drunken kiss or whatever. And Michael's like,
right.
of course, doing what he's like smitten and like
Yeah,
head
he's
over
in love.
heels, fall
He's
in
in love.
love.
Yeah, yeah.
And
He's
she
like,
is
we
so,
talked it. Let's go back to the hotel room, I think is the thing he says.
yeah.
Let's go back to the hotel room and talk about it. Because he had the greatest night of his life,
Yeah.
listening to a
Yeah.
woman's like divorce or whatever, and being like nice to her or whatever, being able to like comfort somebody.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And then once Jan's career, I guess, gets taken away, it's really when she,
Yeah, it's weird how he becomes the kind of stable one. He's like,
yeah,
he's never really been good with money, and never been, is always this delusional kind of dreamer type person. And then suddenly he has a dependent who's kind of manipulative and never respected him, and living him in his home day to day.
yeah,
Um, and like the dynamic is like a thing that you're always kind of like, say at the end of the episode, you watch like Michael go home and be like, bye, Pam, yeah, and then you're like,
yeah,
oh man, he has to go back, and there's Jan there. And so you're just able to picture it. But what the episode does is be like, this is how it is here. Like he sleeps on the side bed, and,
yeah,
because she needs her space. He like, when it's like girls' trip, and then boys'
yeah,
trip, he brings the men out to the garage. He's like, I spend most of my time out here. You're picturing he just like is getting away from whatever.
escape.
Like
Yeah,
they must have a fight every day or something, and then he has to go in there and yeah, just be by himself, like for some comfort. And he's like, grab a hand, and like that's his sad comfort place. But then the second they're doing that, he's pitching Jan's like candle business to the boys, like
yeah.
the second they're in there. So he's just still like, he's just so in controlled by Jan. It's just insane.
I
um
love when I just love the moment when Andy's like, thought about it. I'm in. And
yeah, yeah.
like
And also
he's
there's
just so
like
down
very
for it.
little things from the supporting cast that they're doing, which is like
Yeah.
also just perfect. There's something like really small I noticed, because I've seen it again so many times that I'm just noticing very little things. But like Dwight's wine glass at dinner is just it's very funny how full his wine glass is. Like it's just
Yeah.
like up to the up to the tip. Like for some reason him and his like his babysitter have just very full wine glasses, and they're like eating only their food. It's just like
Yeah,
what
yeah.
they brought because she didn't make enough for everyone. Yeah,
Those
it's
details are like true to the characters too, like
yeah, yeah, yeah,
kind of the
yeah.
less civilized in a way.
Right, right, right. It's
Um,
like yeah, yeah. It's like I
yeah.
don't have enough wine glasses, Dwight. I can't. That's why he's not. I only have 6 wine glasses.
That's a something that yeah, I'm interested to hear your thoughts about the extended episode if you watch it because there's I think that a lot of what they cut were weird, were different character I don't know what the word is. Like they seem like they were different personalities. Like there's a
Hmm.
moment too where Angela is like bragging about how Andy went to Cornell. But when you watch the edited edited down episode, Angela is so cold to Andy like the entire time.
Right, right.
So that's why I don't know if with some of these like deleted scenes if it was to have like okay, if we want to go in this direction
Hmm.
with the story, maybe we have this on hand just in case, because I felt like it didn't fit. But in the actual episode, that's what it's like all of these characters, you know, of course, centered around Michael and now Jan too. It's all they're like perfectly matching uh like the dynamic of like they just
Yeah, the
know the
tone of the
characters so
show.
well and like how they would react in these scenarios and
Yeah, yeah, like
Jim trying to make an excuse to get out of it and
right, right, right. And the way like Michael goes like, "No, come back, sit here." Like this dinner party is everything right now. Like it
yeah,
doesn't matter that your stuff's being destroyed. Um, yeah. Uh, yeah, the way Angela goes like, "You shouldn't joke about that." About
yeah,
the like, even she does. She doesn't talk. She does not talk that much else.
yeah,
Otherwise. Um, and like Jan tries to get Jim to dance to
yeah.
dance out
Just
with
like
him.
the
Like, yeah, yeah.
like
She's like yeah, yeah. She's like trying to start it up with Jim, just like in front of Michael, and you can tell he's not happy about it. But then she just goes
yeah.
back and sits on Michael.
So Steve Carell just is like so he just can get the face down, you know. That's
Yeah,
why
yeah,
Michael, this character of Michael is so great because he just like that face he makes is like clearly, oh, he's like he's getting annoyed right now
yeah, yeah, yeah.
uh
Or just
about
like
Jan trying
he's
to dance with Jim. Yeah.
yeah, no, like he's just able to show how low he's really sunk always, and like how
Yeah.
just yeah, just like how sad he really is.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. I mean, I don't know what else. I think that, like you were saying about how we would sing the song, afterwards. I've had this happen. I don't know. Like you've probably watched this episode a lot with your wife. Um, I would assume, or family.
Maybe
I've watched
maybe once or twice with
maybe
Carly.
once
Yeah.
or twice. Yeah, maybe not like a million times or anything like that.
Yeah.
But like, I've watched this with like my family a lot. And then like other friends and other family members, like cousins or whatever. And it's weird when I go back and I picture that we were usually on some office binge, and then this episode came up, whatever, and then I always look back on it. I'm like, man, those were good times. Like I don't remember what we were doing at the time. Maybe it was like holidays or some party, but I just always remember like whenever I look back on watching this with it's great to watch with other people
Yeah.
specifically. Like it's just
Hmm.
a great social episode because everyone's able to enjoy it. Everyone's like it's just so fun to share weirdly, like maybe
Yeah.
because it is about socializing and you're also socializing at the time and it breaks it up. But I just remember like some of my favorite times are like, oh, it was like Christmas, after Christmas at my cousin's house, and we were just watching The Office just because weren't doing anything else. And then the dinner party episode came up, and then the rest of the evening we were singing Hunter the Assistant's song. It's
Yeah.
just like this weird spell that it hits everybody with.
Yeah. And it's I mean, there's just a lot of great moments. Like we haven't even
Yeah.
talked like about all of them. Like the
No,
when he's
that's yeah.
like the plasma screen TV
Yeah.
or the snip snap. Like
Yeah. Yeah. It goes from Wicked and what is it, Bump?
stomp.
Stomp.
Yeah.
It goes from Wicked and Stomp to, and then when I wanted to have kids or
Who had the vasectomy
vasectomy.
reversed? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and also I think we're talking about how we are holding it up on this like comedy aesthetic platter, like highest of on it's like an apex mountain for comedy. But also I think everyone kind of like gets it when I'm watching it.
Yeah.
No matter who it is, everyone seems to get it. Maybe they can't go into like the Michael Jan dynamic as for as long as maybe you and I can, but like like there are all these jokes sprinkled in throughout that just gets everyone. It connects. It is it also is a I don't know. It's like the Beatles. It's like how the Beatles, you can hold them up as high as you can, but yet that also, I went to the Grove a couple weeks ago, and the Grove is one of the most kind of basic person places to go to, and very like Disney and fake, but yet they were playing like something, George Harrison's something in the middle, and I'm like, oh man, this is so great. And like there's all these like people, like girls walking around like wearing Chanel bags, at this place, but yet like it fits, it's like it brings us all
Yeah.
together weirdly. And I feel like The Office does that as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And I think this one obviously stands out. There's always like a different I think of like BoJack Horseman too. There's that episode where there's like hardly any dialogue and he's underwater.
Right.
And I feel like sometimes a show can do one of these like out of left field in a way episodes that take them out of the normal setting, and it's like really all about the characters, and those are always like the most memorable episodes. And too, I think one of the hardest lines that Michael has is when he's like, "Good luck paying me back with your $0 a year salary plus benefits, babe." That's
Yeah,
just one of
yeah.
those like
It kind of
lines
hits the nail on the coffin. Yeah.
that is so funny.
Well, and also like, is there a better Steve Carell, Michael Scott like moment than that,
Yeah,
in a show that is where there's so many, it's like almost every episode is some iconic Michael Scott thing, but that one is like, yeah, when does he freak out like that ever? Steve Carell is so great at screaming in any
yeah.
movie or anything he does, and that is like, yeah, and
And it's like
yeah,
finally he's like standing up for himself
right,
against her,
right,
and
right, yeah,
it's like, yeah, usually he's just getting like he's a doormat to Jan, and when
yeah,
really he's the one he's doing so much to try and make her happy, and
yeah,
uh
yeah.
yeah, letting her, live at his condo, and
And it's about the plasma screen TV, because
yeah,
there's that
that was his
scene
thing.
where
Yeah.
yeah, because like the tour, if you notice, like obviously you notice, we see everything in this, but
I
like
notice everything. Yeah.
yeah, but like the tour starts off and it's like all about kind of Jan, it feels like, and then he gets his one moment where he's like, I finally bought a plasma screen TV. He's like, I finally did this for myself.
Yeah.
And then it also shows that he's like, I also made that. Like the wood
Oh
thing
yeah.
that
Yeah.
it's like those are the two things that he did.
Like he's like doing woodworking too by making that
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
busted
and
shelf.
I feel like Jim, like Jim's very like a humor, like he's trying to humor everybody always and be like sly. But I feel like in that moment, Jim's really trying to be nice to Michael when he says, "I'm just so bad at all this stuff, Michael." So I think it's really cool because I feel like he's recognizing that Michael really needs compliments in his home life because
Yeah.
they're seeing everything they've seen and it's also sad.
Yeah. Yeah. That was, and he's like, I'm just a phone call away. I bet you are. To
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
because yeah, there's that underlying Michael and Pam are ex-lovers, which obviously is probably something Michael made up to sound
Yeah. Well, because
cool
when
or
she
whatever.
explains it from the point of view, and then the fact that we know Michael, we were like, oh yeah, I bet Michael told her, yeah, Pam's always digged me or something like that, and
Yeah.
so she's taken it from his side, and
Yeah.
because in the earlier seasons he is always kind of like creepily flirting with Pam,
Yeah.
and and then the show kind of it devolves out of it evolves out of that to
Yeah.
where they have more of a actual friendship and more like I don't know, slightly father figure dynamic. But
Healthier relationship. Yeah.
yeah, more like it becomes more cute. But at the beginning, it's like very creepy how he's always like hitting on Pam.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's like, and he kind of does it in a way where he's like, yeah, of course, like I'm gonna hit on the secretary that's somewhat attractive. Like that's what you do, you know.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah. Uh,
Um,
I like it when after the vasectomy line, how Dwight goes like, "So can we come in?" Like,
yeah, it's this huge dramatic like blow up
yeah,
thing, and then
like he enters.
he's
It's funny.
unfazed. Yeah.
It's funny. Yeah, he's
He has
unfazed.
just no semblance for like what other people are thinking or
Yeah.
yeah,
It's
just
so
social situations. Yeah.
it's so funny how he enters during that. Like Dwight entering causes that. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
the one of the craziest things, and then Dwight just Dwight doesn't like take any of it. He's like, "So can we come in? I'm
Yeah.
here. We're here to dinner. We're here to dinner and a party. This is a dinner party."
Yeah. We're a couple. We have extra wine. Yeah.
Right.
We brought our own glasses. Yeah.
Yeah, and then it
Uh,
cuts to him eating the turkey leg, and then the giant glass of wine, kind of
yeah.
like I said.
I love when the cops are there and like we got a report of a disturbance, and Michael's like, nope, nope, nothing disturbing here. Like,
Yeah. Just
like
friends
that's
enjoying a simple
an awesome
lovely
dinner
dinner
party.
party.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's still trying to. Oh, I think he's like,
He's
guys, you
trying
don't
to
have to.
salvage it.
He's
Yeah.
like, guys, you don't have to go. You know, she'll probably be all right. You know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
because
Caught
she
that.
comes out and she's like, "What are you guys doing? What are you doing to him?" She's like worried,
Yeah.
and
Yeah. That's, yeah.
then he goes off with Dwight. She's like, "Bye, babe."
I like how too he's like, will she get in trouble? And he's like, yes. And then he's like, I did it. I'll take the fall.
You
Yeah.
know, there's the great moment where we haven't given Ed Helms anything.
Yeah,
Uh,
really.
so when Hunter plays it's the very typical Hunter song, and Ed Helms goes, ah.
Yeah.
Because I feel like like Andy Bernard. What's interesting about him is like he has his like major blow up and anger thing at the beginning when he's introduced, but he becomes this weirdly like passive aggressive people pleaser after, and then I think he becomes
Yeah.
very interesting because you can tell this like nice guy is always hiding something weirdly.
Yeah. Hmm.
There's always something so weird about how nice he is, you know?
Yeah. That's
Like
what
he's
bothers me.
likable.
Yeah, yeah. And that's he was like hateable at first, very purposely. And then after he goes through his thing, you're right, he is really trying to people please and how he like goes like thought about it. I'm in about this awful candle
Right.
investment.
Right.
Um, but that's what bothers me about after Steve Carell leaves. And all of a sudden he's just it's just like, oh, I'm the quirky musical theater guy. Like
Right, right.
he has just a like the change between him like before going to anger management and like after that, that I feel like is it feels natural for his character, but then all of a sudden he's just like a completely different person when he becomes like
Yeah, when
the
he
new
suddenly
regional
has to
manager.
be the center of attention. Yeah, because he
Yeah.
one of the reasons why we're not talking about him that much is because like he doesn't really he doesn't say that much um over the course of the episode. There's like
Yeah.
so a couple of I think he does the charades and he gets rejected by Angela a couple times, but he's very much there just observing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the
The
charades is great too, and
the
he's
my turn,
my turn,
my turn.
my turn. That's when they're really, I feel like everyone can relate to that. There's oftentimes, if you're playing games with people, that there are maybe one or two people that are a little too competitive or like stingy about the rules, and that's just the dynamic between Michael and Jan there, where they're like
Right, right,
taking this so serious, like charades, and Michael,
right,
of
right.
course, is just so bad at it and doesn't understand the rules.
Yeah, yeah. The way it's written to where at first he's trying to do Tom Cruise and then he goes to Arnold Schwarzenegger and then Jim goes like Tom Cruise. It's like oh
Yeah. That is really clever, I think, when he's
yeah,
like
yeah,
trying to describe him, he goes, Dawson's Creek, and then Kitty
yeah, yeah,
Holmes. Yeah, it's
yeah,
and
yeah,
then
yeah.
he moves on to the next one. That's I feel like that's just a really clever bit there.
And Angela's like another clue, because she of course doesn't know anything because she's like a very Catholic,
Yeah.
good person. Um, I'm trying to think of what else I was gonna say. I think like Jim and Pam, we might have been spreading some hate like last couple episodes about like Jim and Pam are like the mainstream, but like I think in
Basic
this
bitches.
episode,
Yeah.
yeah. I think like in this episode though, uh, their dynamic with the camera is just so good. Like I'm just watching them because it's really obviously an essential. They are an essential block,
Yeah.
to the to the house that's being built here. Where like you really need, because I feel like like say like Dwight and his babysitter are kind of just like an odd thing to just throw in there, and then Angela and Andy are just weird people who almost don't seem to understand what's going on, but you
Yeah.
kind of need the two normal folks who
They
are
are they're
the
the
audience.
audience. Yeah.
They're the
Yeah.
audience that's there to show you, hey, isn't this weird? Like
Yeah.
we understand what's going on. And you notice it right from the beginning. I think that Jenna Fisher's particularly so great when she's just walking into Michael's condo, because you can tell like she's immediately uncomfortable and she's all kind of like looking at the camera as they're doing their like, because Michael and Jan have their opening act where they're like, tour first, babe. Do you want to do the tour first or appetizers first or
Yeah.
whatever? And then she like they're kind of looking. They're like, wow, this you can kind of see how uh, Jim and Pam are kind of noticing this feels weirdly planned, or this feel like, and then they notice how they rush to the door the same way when Angela and Andy come in and
Yeah. And Michael
oh
gives Pam like a really long hug too, which I
right,
don't know if I
right.
noticed as much before, but this time I did. He gives her like an
He's
extra
like
long
he
hug.
does the
Just
he does the
yeah. Ah, so good to see you. Yeah. And then the classic like awkwardness of starting like the small talk like right when they walk in. So what have you guys been doing? What are you guys been? And
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like since I saw you 2 hours ago.
We've been getting ready and coming
Driving home.
over here.
Well, same here, without the driving, I guess. It's like, oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and she's like, upstairs first, babe, or downstairs, babe? He's like, completely your call, babe.
And it's one of those things. It's like they really don't like Jim. Your guests don't really care, but they're yeah, and you could tell they have clearly like wanting to just show that they're a normal couple, and
Yeah, yeah.
they're yeah,
Well, it's I love how they're doing a tour when it's like it's just like Michael's condo.
it's a small
I I
condo,
I
yeah,
can't expect it to be that extravagant, but they feel the need to show a tour, to do a tour.
yeah. Whereas like I feel like we've all been to friends' houses where I don't even know what their bedroom looks like, or they're upstairs. Like a lot of
Yeah, I mean,
times,
none of my people over the years have ascended to where a tour is even worthy. You
yeah,
always go in and you're like, oh, it's just great you have a place, man. Like, good
yeah,
for you.
yeah,
Yeah. I guess like one of the things that always like when it ends, that is that the last big laugh is always the way Dwight is driving Michael home. He's asleep. This is where the episode gets kind of cinematic because I just feel like ending it with the song and showing everyone kind of going off to do what they do. But the way like Dwight's driving Michael home, and he's always it's so true to how he is because he's always so like protective and takes ownership over Michael, and he's like you could tell the way he's driving him home. He's like, this is I'm doing my duty. And
yeah.
then he sees his babysitter at the bus station, and he just flat out ignores her. It's the most. I die every single time. It's the funniest thing in the world.
Yeah, she gives him that little wave, and it's a perfect just like
Just like,
turn, that subtle head turn, and then just
yeah, yeah.
keep going. It's just so like demented.
Yeah. I think what's always great about Dwight is that he's just um he's as a classic TV character is just like he's really just such an asshole.
Yeah,
Like if you really think about it, he's just such an asshole.
completely lacking all awareness and empathy, and just yeah, very much in his own world, and doesn't care about anyone.
Do you
Yeah.
know what line I really like? It's another subtle office line. I think it's when they're ordering the stripper for Bob Vance's party, and Jim's on the phone, and he's kind of torn between Pam and Karen, and Dwight's like, "Do you want a redhead or brunette?" And Jim just kind of says blonde. And the camera stays focused on Jim because like the dynamic between the women and the love triangle thing. But Dwight kind of go, you hear Dwight in the background kind of during that like really night like subtle moment. He's like, "Do you have any blonde women?" Just the way he asks it is just
Yeah.
so perfect. But yeah, I mean, I think we did it. I think we did it. That is the definitive Cinebums office dinner party episode. Um,
Yes. A reflection on the legacy of the dinner party episode.
yeah, we're happy to share it with all of you because
We
yeah, obviously
care.
obviously we need to
Yeah.
get this out somewhere, and yeah, obviously we love our office, and so we thought we'd start it off with this masterpiece of an episode.
Yes. The quintessential episode, um, for both The Office and for us
Yeah,
to
yeah,
uh,
yeah,
to
yeah,
dissect this. Yeah.
yeah. I don't know. I guess just as a thought experiment, like, what would you like if you were to say top of the head? What episode would you want to do next?
Top of the head, I would probably say maybe an earlier one. Diversity Day sticks out to me a little bit, but then at
Yeah,
the
yeah,
same time, season one, I feel like, they still don't, it's still kind of like rehash of the British version.
definitely. Yeah, yeah. I
Um,
was watching an interview with Rainn Wilson where he talks about like how season one's like a little like dirtier, like less inviting, more Brit, how it's more British. Yeah.
Yeah, or Michael really is just like
So
a piece of
unlikable.
shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think um obviously any of the Christmas episodes too, like
Yeah.
Benihana Christmas. Um oh, beach games. That's
I was
another
about
one
to
where
say that. I was about to say
they're
that.
taken out of the office element.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely. There's a lot. There's
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah.
There's a
Yeah,
lot of
pretty much any
direction.
of them. Yeah. Anything
Yeah, that's
season
what I'm thinking.
season
There's a
one
lot.
through seven, just about
There's a
any of
lot of
them.
directions we could go with it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Well,
I hope everyone enjoyed. We will definitely probably be back with more office breakdowns. Um,
stay tuned.